So we have today with us Dr. Sunil Kumar GS, who is the founder and also chief radiologist at Add-on Scan Lab, Bangalore. So he's also an author, author of the book Set the Ball Rolling, and one more book which is named Due Date. So this is a book specifically for a pregnancy manual for the expecting parents, right? So with this, welcome Dr. Sunil for the National Specialties Summit.
Thank you, Dr. Sajjan. Pleasure to be in your show.
Great. So with that, Dr. Sunil, just to give an insight into the entire program which is happening, this is mainly about the career process, right? As you understand from the MBBS days, we don't have much idea on what how the future could be and what the practicality of each specialty is. So in this case, radiology, we'll be looking into how, from your practical experience, what students can get the insight to and they can make an informed decision about their career path, right? So with that, my first question would be, why did you choose radiology as a specialty? Because most of the times we don't come across the specialty across in our MBBS time itself in nowadays, however. So, but what made you to motivated you to choose this specialty?
That's an interesting question to begin with. I totally agree that most of us, including you and me, have never been to radiology department, I believe, till final year or internship, isn't it?
Right.
This was back in 2006 when I was in end of final year MBBS or beginning of internship.
Mm-hmm.
So I was posted in surgery department as an intern. Then that time I got a chance to interact with one of the duty doctor, means residents we call that time. His name is Dr. Ashwin.
Oh.
So very brilliant chap. Okay, so it was in Mangalore, Medical College, and that time even he was preparing for his postgraduate examination. So he gave the exam and he got third rank in Manipal University examination.
Okay.
Then see, I could get a chance to interact with him every day for almost 3 months. So that time I was asking him what is that he is aspiring to be, or what is his plan, and what is the trend about career, what aspirants has to choose. So that time, like he was telling that actually he wanted to become a surgeon, but seeing his friends, his peers, most of the top rankers at that particular point of time, most of them were choosing radiology. Then I got a point that there is a good scope for radiology even for future, because take AIMS topper, or it could be a All India topper or Manipal topper, most of them within 100 ranks, majority of them were choosing radiology as a postgraduate seat. Then I felt that those people will not be wrong most of the time. So that is one, I got influenced with that thought process. That is the reason. Then apart from that, my financial condition, I should admit honestly that I had financial struggle. My parents were also had financial struggle. So I wanted something like end branch where I could finish the degree soon and get into work, and at least I can overcome whatever the financial instability. So those were the two reasons. One is my mentor, so he was an influencer for me to opt for this radiology. Then second thing is my financial condition. These two things are so. After choosing and after working as a radiologist, then I guess I have made a right choice. Yeah.
Great, great, wonderful. So now, how long it's been your post PG and MD, and then you're practicing?
Yeah. So I joined MD Radiodiagnosis in the year 2007, and I completed in 2010 May. So it's been 11 years of
Journey.
Journey
Great.
for me.
So with the 11 years of rich experience, so of course every specialty has its pros and cons, right? So now what do you see with your 11 years of experience, the advantage of being in this specialty?
It's been an amazing journey, I could say, because I was blessed, to get benefited from radio diagnosis. So first, let me tell the advantages. Advantages still, even after so many of years, actually this radiology as a specialty in somewhere around 2004 onwards, the trend started. Means people started seeing that radiology has got a scope, good future. So that was a time, but still I could see that there is a high demand for radiology and radiologists. So when demand is high, definitely the pay package would be better. So that is one advantage. Then apart from that, the radiology is directly linked to technology. You take X-ray, ultrasound, CT scan, or MRI, everything has got technology, everything software, then artificial intelligence. So everything is connected to technology. So we are witnessing, at least in this pandemic, there is a lot of shift in technology and a lot of boom is there. So if somebody is interested in technology, then radiology is the field they need to get into. Then apart from that, um, usually, this saying was there when I was doing my MBBS. Radiologist means they are consultant for consultants. So that was a beautiful word, but still that word is so relevant,
Mhm.
because most of the consultants from different department come to us for a radiologist for a opinion. So it's a privilege to be a radiologist. Then apart from that, um, definitely there is a good work life balance. So let's say if you can choose not to work during night, means it's possible in radiology. Then um, yeah, so these are the advantages.
Great, great. And looking into the advantages, what are the disadvantages or the cons of being a radiologist?
Disadvantages are there. In my experience, if you take, um, most of the common men, laymen, they may not be knowing what is radiology, what is radiologist. Okay, because I still remember when I was working in a corporate hospital in Fortis Hospital, I was doing a scan for an health check patient. So that patient, surprisingly, she asked me, "Are you a doctor?" Because most of them will not be knowing. Okay, the recognition level may not be equal to how we see as a radiologist, as a cardiologist, as a neurologist. That much awareness is still not there. So most of the time, like we are behind the scene doctors. So that is one disadvantage. Apart from that, let's say I have 12 years experience in radiology. The same experience, if a surgeon or some other super specialist, then their income, if at all they are working for somebody, their income is way ahead of a radiologist. So if a radiologist is working for somebody, then definitely the income level they can't match with other specialty. So that is one disadvantage. Then apart from that, whatever great diagnosis you give, finally the appreciation goes to the front end face, to the clinician. So that is we need to accept. Then one more disadvantage, while I was working in teleradiology, what most of the time the work would go unappreciated, because the images would come somewhere in some part of the country. Then technologists used to send the images. Then whenever we report, most of the time they'll not be knowing who is that person who is reporting. Then apart from that, we don't get to know the feedback, what happened to that patient later. So these are some of the drawbacks, I could say. But overall, the benefits outweigh
Exactly.
the disadvantages.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right, exactly. Right. So now we looked into both, the pros and the cons of being a radiologist. So now, for whom do you think this would be an ideal choice as a career?
if we see the trend, who opt for radio diagnosis, most of them would be females would opt radiology. You might have witnessed that one, because as I already told, there is a good work-life balance, because it's true, it's fact that females have a lot more responsibilities. Once they get married, once kids happen, then they need to work 4 hours or 6 hours is what they expect to work. So this branch is very ideal for females. Then apart from that, people who are intellectual, means who think, who love to read and input, they are called learners. For them this branch is good. Reason being, there is so much to know and understand different branches before diagnosing something. So if we are really good at a theory, then probably people should opt radio diagnosis. Then apart from that, technology savvy, if I am interested in technology, then it is a good branch to choose. So yeah.
Right. So now, every specialization has the subspecialties, or called as super specializations. So what are the and we are of course much not aware of radiology, the subject itself. Now, what are are there any no super specializations, subspecialties available after MD radiology?
Yes, definitely.
Mhm.
See, as a to enter radiology in India, at least the medical graduate should go through this MD, which is a 3-year course, or a DNB, again 3 years course, or else a diploma, a 2 years course. Diploma, usually this NMC is planning to stop the course of 2-year PG. So apart after this MD and DNB, one can choose to do DM in neurointervention. Only few centers have got this DM super specialty. One is neurointervention, second is cardiothoracic and vascular intervention, where AIMS offer this course, AIMS New Delhi. So these are the super specialty courses in radio diagnosis. Apart from that, there are lot many subspecialty fellowships, 1 year, 2 year, like that. People, many institutes will offer fellowship. These
Mhm.
fellowships are in fetal medicine,
Mhm.
then musculoskeletal, then breast radiology, then body imaging like CT and MRI reporting, then intervention radiology. So these are the fellowships available after doing MD, DNB, or diploma courses. So one can pursue this subspecialty um, in as their full-time career. Let's say fetal medicine. So somebody does only fetal medicine, so they are specialized in that. So there are a lot many subspecialties are there. At least 8 to 10 subspecialties are there after doing a preliminary post graduation.
Mhm. Mhm. Wow. Okay. So of course, no, we were not much aware of so many no subspecialties, because,
Yeah.
as I said, we thought the radiology was an end branch, and we
Yes.
don't not much is there. But now I think with the advance with time and the technology,
Yeah.
things have
Yes.
still diversified. Okay. Great. So now looking into career prospects. So after MD radiology, what are the career opportunities in India and abroad?
Yeah. So in India, this radiology itself is broadly divided into diagnostic part, diagnostic segment, and the intervention segment. Diagnostic segment is something like X-ray, ultrasound, CT scan, MRI, nuclear medicine. So where we diagnose some condition. And there is intervention. Intervention means somebody intervening. They put some like kind of surgery. Um, so this intervention is further divided into diagnostic and therapeutic. Let's say if you want to see any bleeding in the brain, subarachnoid hemorrhage means a radiologist will push the catheter, go to the brain, and then you will see what is the bleeding vessel. So that's the diagnostic part of the intervention. Then therapeutic also, you can put some balloon and you can seal the bleeding vessel. So that becomes a therapeutic thing. So like that, diagnostic and intervention. again, so these are broad, these are the categories in radio diagnosis. So in India, once somebody, depending on their specialization, one can opt to work in government setup or in a private setup. Government setup, we have lot many medical colleges and government hospitals. Then private setup, one can start in a hospital or can start their own diagnostic venture. So there are a lot many. I mean, people can aspire to become an entrepreneur with radiology. This is the easiest subject to venture into entrepreneurship. So this is what is there as a career option in India. If in abroad, mainly USA has got a good scope because the career opportunity is good in USA. Again, people have to write MLE examination and then redo the residency there. But in UK, what they can do is, if somebody wants to go and settle and work in UK, then they need to take up FRCR. That is a examination, from Royal College. So earlier this examination was conducted in the UK and Singapore. Now what FRCR, the Royal College, has done is they have started theory examination in India itself. So if one clear FRCR examination after their MD or DNB, then they have opportunity to work in UK as well as in Middle East countries and in Canada. But before that, they have to appear GMC, they have to do GMC registration. So that is what is there. So lucrative career is in USA, then UK, and in United Arab Emirates, Dubai or Abu Dhabi. So this is where one can, have got a choice to work. Yeah.
Right, great. So now looking into the earning potential. So how do you see the earning potential, as a radiologist? We, of course, there is a lot of perception around in the medical fraternity, but from your point of view, how do you see the earning potential?
Yeah. So yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, I told you the beginning only, the choice. If somebody wants to settle early, then radio diagnosis is a branch people should choose. So um, I'll tell you, when I started my work in 2010, I was getting salary more than 2 lakhs a month. This was 11 years ago. So that was an opportunity at that time. And right now, what has happened is, of course, it's all demand and supply. Right now, the outcome of radiologists' output is more. But even a fresher, right now, if somebody finishes radiology, they have a potential to earn anywhere between 1.5 lakh to 2.5 lakh salary per month. And this varies actually. If somebody working in Bangalore, probably they may not be earning so much. But again, it's demand and supply. So that is a potential for a beginner.
Right.
With an experience, probably the earning capacity becomes somewhere between 4 lakh to 6 lakh per month.
Mhm.
If somebody owns and runs a diagnostic, then it's a different ball game itself.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So now we looked into all the aspects. Now, could you just throw some light on the work-life balance?
That's interesting actually, because nowadays, this work-life balance, after working for some years, then once family is there, then definitely this becomes very important. You need to spend some quality time with family, or whatever interesting hobbies you have, you need to pursue that. So there are various dimensions for life. It's not just about work, isn't it? So I can say radiology as a branch, it tops one among 5 specialties for having a good work-life balance. Reason being, see, for a surgeon or a gynecologist, there would be a call at the midnight. They need to rush. for a radiologist, at least if they're not working in hospitals, means usually there won't be night duties. So which is good. Um, yeah, so fairly good work-life balance, I could say, in radio diagnosis.
Right. Great. So now with all these things, looking into next 5 to 10 years, okay, how do you see this specialty as radiology will grow?
Yeah, that's interesting actually, because now with this artificial intelligence, machine learning, and other things,
Mhm.
I see lot many conversation happening in radiology groups or in WhatsApp that this will take away our work and this will replace the radiologist and all those things. Conversation, definitely we need to be skeptical about the technology, but at the same time, what I have observed is there is a lot of technological advancement in radio diagnosis compared to any other branch, I feel, especially in artificial intelligence, machine learning. So most right now, at least 5 to 6 conditions are directly diagnosed by software. Example, bone age estimation, then pulmonary thromboembolism, then intracranial hemorrhages, stroke, everything is direct diagnosis is given by system itself. So technology will definitely it's a boon for radiologists rather than worrying. Only thing is in next 5 to 10 years, probably now in tier 1 cities, we don't find much difficulty in getting radiologists. Tier 2 cities also, now people are starting hospitals, diagnostic radiologists are available. Tier 3 cities, when it comes to taluk levels and all, still there is lack of radiology services, but their market is there. So radiology scope will not reduce. And
Right.
apart from that, every surgery, they need a diagnosis. It's all evidence-based medicine. Earlier days, the clinical palpation, then the doctor would somehow convince that it is appendicitis, let us operate. But nowadays, it's not like that.
Hmm.
If a surgeon tells a patient that it needs surgery, even for a lipoma, just which is just beneath the skin, for
Hmm.
that also ultrasound is required. So that is how the dependency of other specialties on radio imaging. It could be
Hmm.
trauma or non-trauma or anything like that. So definitely the scope will increase for radiology.
Great, great.
Yeah.
Wonderful to know that. Right. So with that, we look into more into formal discussion, and we went through the entire systematic of the radiology and its scope. So now we'd like to know more about you, from the journey, from the days of MBBS, how it has been, and 11 years of experience practicing in the real life experience. So could you just share your
Oh,
journey and
yeah,
some key highlights there so that we can
definitely,
get an idea of it? Yes.
definitely.
And also,
Oh,
you are also a founder and been an entrepreneur, started your own
yeah,
a center. So that also is very interesting, right? So you could just
that might
add that, and
explain.
also author. So you have done multiple things. So just give us some
Yeah.
insight into each of things so that our audience will get an insight into how they can also be a part of such a journey.
Eh, Yeah, I mean, from the childhood, I wanted to become a doctor. So that was a dream. If not doctor, I would have been in civil service. So this one of the pediatrician in my hometown, he inspired me. How he inspired me? I was a patient actually, when probably around 10 or 12-year old. Then I had a fever. So my aunt took me to him. Then 12 o'clock we went. Till 8 o'clock, I was made to wait. Means his practice was so his practice his practice was so much that he did not get time to see that. So that was the thing. I was like thinking, oh my God, this is the I mean demand. What
Right.
people are willing to wait full day for him. So that's how I aspire to be a doctor. So in 2000, the year 2000, I joined medicine. So I did my undergraduate from Enopa Medical College. Then I was a first class student, not something like super brilliant or something, but above average student, above 70% only in every year I used to score. Somehow I had a lot of inclination towards learning, because all big books I used to read, and I used to get gather knowledge. So input learner, that was a skill I had. Then so that's how, as I already told, my first year I had no clue. I thought, let me finish MBBS, that's a goal. Second year, after seeing our medicine professors, I thought medicine would be ideal subject. I would do cardiology or neurology. Then third year when I came, surgeons inspired me.
Right.
Though I want to become a surgeon. So it keeps changing, whoever
Exactly.
influences how the environment, that's how we make choices. In final year, I came to reality that it's hard, because some branches looks good from outside, but once you get into it, it's really hard. So my strength was, I was good at theory. Um, so that's how, and I had opportunity to speak with lot of seniors who were preparing for the postgraduate examination.
Right.
Lot of conversation every day. I used to interact with them. Then that inspired me to take radiology. I still remember in my internship, one of my friend asked me. He's a hematologist now. He's a brilliant chap. His name is Dr. Santosh. So he asked me, what you want to pursue. Then I said that it's radiology. He was like, what? It's too high. Ambition is high. Then I said, yeah, I want to do radiology. Then he said, what second choice? Then I said, no second choice. It's only one choice, radiology. I was like, my God. Then I still remember what thought would have been, running in his mind. My God, this guy is overconfident like that. So that's how. In internship, when I was in internship, I wrote exam entrance. I got seats, all the seats I got except radiology
Mm.
while I was in internship. Then I had to give another try. So I prepared for examination around 8-9 months. I prepared. Then I could get radiology. So I'm still happy about that. So this was a journey. 2010 I finished. Then after that, I worked in Fortis Hospital, Bangalore, till 2014. Then I had got chance to work in teleradiology, where I
Mhm.
was um, reporting for US and Singapore.
Mhm.
Then in between, what I did after MD, I cleared my DNB exam. So it's called secondary DNB.
Yeah.
In one shot, I cleared in Trivandrum. Then after that, I felt it's no more end branch. Then I thought, I'll let me go to UK and work there. Then I appeared for FRCR. Time it was exam was in Singapore and London. So I cleared in first shot.
Mm.
So that's how I completed my DM. I could not do. Reason being, again, 3 years I was not interested to, go through again. So that's the reason. So till 2014, 15, I worked in
Mm.
major corporate hospital. I learned how the reporting style, what quality we need to bring in, how to interact with consultants, all those things.
Right.
Then after that, in 2015, I started one diagnostic center in partnership. That was a failed venture, I should admit. Then I had to quit. Then I had to start one more diagnostic center in 2016. It's called Add-on Scans and Lab in Sarjapura, Bangalore. So now it is one among the top diagnostic center in Bangalore. So this is what the journey as a profession. Right now, people see me as a successful radiologist and an entrepreneur, because people call me and people ask, I want to venture in this one, what I need to do. So it gives me kind of fulfillment. Right now, in our team, there are 5 radiologists
Mhm.
who work with us, and there are around 50 people in our organization. So we are planning to expand throughout Bangalore and entire Karnataka.
Mhm.
So our mission is to give employment for 1,000 people by 2025. So that's
Mhm.
mission. So hopefully we are in the right direction. Yeah.
Great. Great. And what inspired you to write the books?
Yeah. This was, again, it was influenced by somebody, like being a surgeon. author means you are an authority kind of thing. So that's how I signed up with a publisher. Initially, I thought it's easy because the way they tell it would be easy. Then later, I realized when I was writing, it needs some work actually. But I did not give up. So I published one book. It's called Set the Ball Rolling, where I've interviewed some 15 to 20 highly accomplished people in their particular field. So that was a thing which happened 3 years back. Right now, I am authoring a book called Due Date. Due Date is a pregnancy guide. Means everything expectant parents would like to know about the pregnancy journey. I felt usually when I basically practice fetal radiology. I do scans for pregnant women. So lot many pregnant women keep asking me like, doctor, why is this? Why is that? Then I thought rather than explaining every patient the same thing, let me write a book where they can pick a copy and they can read about what's happening to the baby, what's happening to their body itself. So everything is compiled in one book guide. Is going to be launched next month, October 31st. Yeah. So this is how I got into authoring thing. Yeah.
Great, great. Wonderful journey you have been, right? And where did you do your MBBS and post graduation?
MBBS I did in Enupaya Medical College, Bangalore. Then MD I did from Siddhartha Medical College.
Okay.
Both I took it through entrance exam only. Yeah. So yeah.
Great, great. No, it's been very inspiring journey. Post MD, working in the corporates and looking into the structure and then starting your own experience, and also in middle you took time to write books. I understand how tedious process of compiling things is. So it's been a great journey, and it's very inspiring to know the journey which you have taken. Right. So with that, what has been one of the challenging situations, what you can call in your career pathway?
Career pathway as a radiologist, I had challenges in the sense I wanted to shift from one hospital to another hospital for various reasons. Then at that time I found it really difficult to get into corporate sector. I should, I tried getting a job in one of the major corporate hospital. I gave interview, then they were like, we'll see, we'll see. Then I had to follow up at least, 8 mails I have sent to HOD. Sir, what is the status? Sir, what is the status? So then they are like, yeah, we'll let you know, like that. Then it was like after this Fortis hospital, then I felt, oh my God, what is happening? I'm not getting job kind of. Then later I realized that I am not employable. So it's better to start my own thing. Okay, then I had to raise some funds and there to start a diagnostic. So that was challenging at that point of time. Later, as an entrepreneur, there were many challenges. Many challenges to set up any organization. We need to put a lot of effort because my work time was 7 a.m. till 8:30 p.m. every day, 365 days, which I worked for 3 years without any holiday. Before I could expand our services, then employ radiologists. So there were everyday breakdown would be there. So these were the challenges, but I have overcome those challenges, I could say. Yeah.
Really, that's really inspiring to know the challenges. Right. So now, with all those challenges and with all the breakdowns and with struggles which you have gone through, what has been the best part of being in this specialty?
Best part being in this specialty. Yeah, I mean, if somebody is having an entrepreneurial desire, no, this is the branch you should opt. Reason being, You can leverage technology, then you can scale it up. It's difficult for a general physician or probably some other, it's because it demands personal contact. Patient prefer that, no, I want this doctor to see. Whereas in radiology, um, need not be that challenging, except in some areas. So you can venture into diagnostics, then you can set up a good lab, then you can set up allied services, whatever is there. Then definitely you can create wealth in radio diagnosis. So that is something exciting. And every day things keep changing, isn't it? And apart from that, I get to know, learn so many other specialities, because I'll be interacting with an orthopedician, a general surgeon, or whoever it is. I'll be interacting and I'll be asking what happened to this, what happened. So you will have a knowledge of almost all the subjects. So that's why, again, I'm telling it consultant for consultants. So yeah, I'm
Wonderful,
very proud
wonderful.
about that.
Great, great to know that. It's been great. Right. So with that, I think we are almost at the end of the discussion. So what would be your guidance or the message to the young graduates, who are just finishing their MBBS and would like looking to the career pathways? If someone is inclined in taking
Yeah,
radiology as a specialty, so what would be your guidance for that?
that's awesome. Actually, if somebody is getting a radiology seat, means it's really awesome. What advice I would like to give, if I look my journey, um, as a medical student or aspiring to get a postgraduate seat, the environment should be very good. Environment matters a lot. Whom you associate is very important. So I suggest young doctors or medical students to have an interaction with seniors, because already they have traveled that journey.
Right.
So they give a lot of guidance actually for the career, and get inspired from them, and take advice, then follow their path. That is one thing. So what I mean to say is mentorship is very important at any stage of life, not only as a student, any point of time. Mentorship is important. Second thing is focus. Focus is very important, because now um, uh, more number of medical colleges, more number of medical graduates will come out. So, but there are limited postgraduate seats. So you need to be the best. So for that, you need to focus. People need to focus on what they are doing, what they are reading. So be the best in whatever you do. So that is the second thing. Third thing is I have gratitude in life, because many a times if I look back, I have given many entrance exam. So not that all the exams I could able to get through, but that point of time, definitely there will be frustration. I could recall after writing AIMS exam while coming back from Delhi, I could recall the frustration where I stand. So this is what I have done. So that is natural to have frustration, but just be aware of what is happening, mentally. Then, whatever happens for good. Have a gratitude for people around you, then teachers, then parents. So that point of time, I was thinking when people were taking management seat, I was thinking that why my dad could not afford me. If even I would have taken a good seat, without wasting much time. So all those thoughts will definitely run, but it's good to give a good shot. Sincerely try for postgraduate examination and come up with the flying colors. So gratitude is something which we should not forget. So that will take us to a different level. Yeah, so these are the advice. When mentorship is important, be the best in your field. For that, you need to focus. Then gratitude is something we should develop every day.
Wonderful, wonderful. Really, that's a really wonderful advice which you have put across to all the young graduates. Surely this interaction which we had would really help them. And thank you, Dr. Sunil, for being here and interacting and giving your open opinion on the entire specialty and also sharing your life with us. I think really it will add really a great value. As you said, like not everyone will get a senior or someone to interact with of all the specialties. Like especially radiology, people are very much concerned, and you don't normally get to meet them. Okay, so so I think this will add a lot of value for students across India. Thank you, Dr. Sunil, for being here today.
Thank you. It's a very good initiative what Dr. Sajjan you have started. This kind of platform was not there when we were preparing for the examination. So now students get a chance to see what's happening in different specialty. Then when people share, then definitely it opens up something for the for the students, so they can make an informed and better decision with the education what you are providing. So thank you for giving me a chance to share my thoughts and share my journey in your platform, and I wish you all the best. I wish all the best for all the medical students or aspiring graduates. So good luck. Give a good shot. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Isn't this valuable to know the career pathway of a specialist? Hear from experiences of 50 plus consultant doctors from across India. Get an insight into 22 plus medical specialties and make an informed career decision which will shape your future. Join India's first of a kind online medical specialty summit exclusively designed for medical students. Visit our website drsajjanacademy.com to know more. Don't miss out on this golden opportunity.